say that the end of the pandemic is in sight.
We remain in good spirits. The president does have mild symptoms.
A positive COVID-19 test result handed to the President of the United States last night, days after the first presidential debate of the year. A lot is happening in Washington tonight, everyone. This follows months of criticism on how he and his administration are handling the response to the virus. Thanks for joining us at 5 o'clock, everyone. I'm Bob Clausen. Mitch, good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you, Bob. Good evening to you. I'm Mitch McCoy. Tonight on Capitol Hill and across the nation, questions are arising as to the condition of the First Lady and the President, what their positive results and the quarantine process will look like, and how this will impact the upcoming election.
And within the last hour, we've learned the president is headed to Walter Reed Hospital, military hospital, following his positive test that happened yesterday. According to the White House, this is a precautionary move. Alice Barr joining us now live from Washington with the very latest.
With one late-night tweet, President Trump has become the face of the COVID-19 pandemic, announcing both he and First Lady Melania Trump tested positive for the virus.
They remain in good spirits. The president does have mild symptoms.
The White House offering only vague details.
I'm not going to get into any particular treatment that he may or may not have.
At 74 and overweight, the president is considered at higher risk for serious complications. He and the First Lady are isolating inside the White House.
For the president, there are specific factors that put him at a higher risk for serious complications, so the next few days will be critical to monitoring the president.
Now begins a high-stakes hunt for anyone President Trump has had contact with during a busy week, including Tuesday night's debate, during which the Trump family violated a mandatory mask mandate. The president's senior advisor, Hope Hicks, who traveled with him this week, tested positive yesterday. The White House chief of staff saying today they learned of her diagnosis as President Trump was leaving for a New Jersey fundraiser last night.
It was deemed safe for the president to go. He socially distanced.
Hours before revealing his diagnosis, the president downplayed coronavirus in a pre-recorded message for a charity event.
I just want to say that the end of the pandemic is in sight.
Democratic rival Joe Biden sending his well wishes. He tested negative today. President Trump forced to cancel in-person appearances in a critical setback to his campaign, if not his health, 32 days before the election.
And Governor Hutchinson sending get well wishes to the president and the first lady. On Twitter this morning, he had this to say, quote, "Susan and I are praying for the president and the first lady, hoping everyone around POTUS is tested every day. So this is another personal reminder of the serious threat the virus is. We hope both the president and first lady make a speedy recovery." Senator Tom Cotton also sending out well wishes via Twitter, saying that the president and first lady are in his thoughts. He tweeted earlier, quote, "Wishing the president and the first lady a speedy recovery. We're all praying for you."